Hi there, friends. So glad that you're taking a couple minutes to join me. This COVID-19 pandemic is causing all of us a lot of challenges. The world looks very different than it did just a couple weeks ago, certainly than it did a month ago. And we're appropriately taking all kinds of precautions. And you have heard all the loudspeakers from your TV and social media. Even at the grocery store, you can hear it. Stay at least 6 feet away, do social distancing, wash your hands, all those kinds of things. And they are appropriate. And they're appropriate to lessen the chance that you'll come in contact with the virus. But what about the broader picture of staying healthy in the middle of all of this? Yeah, I'm an OBGYN physician, also a doctor of ministry, but the principles of staying healthy apply right in the middle of this pandemic. Now, this COVID-19 virus is dangerous, and I've followed a lot of the medical information, and I'm concerned. I'm really concerned. However, the basic principles of how this virus impacts the human body are no different than other viruses. The magnitude and the overwhelming response in people who get seriously ill is certainly happening more commonly. But the basic principles of how your body responds to a virus, such as COVID-19, we understand that, because our bodies have been exposed to all kinds of viruses since we were born and throughout human history. Our immune system has a great ability to identify foreign invaders, such as a virus, and mount a response to repel that foreign invader. The healthier your immune system is, the higher the likelihood is that you will stay healthy. Now, I am going to talk about 7 principles for staying healthy from a doctor's perspective right in the middle of this pandemic. Now, none of these principles will by themselves mean you won't come in contact with the virus or that you won't get sick. That's not what we're talking about. However, the healthier you are and the more steps you put in place to optimize your health and your immune system while we are at risk in this pandemic, certainly all those things that you can do will lessen the likelihood that you become seriously ill and heighten the likelihood that your body's immune system will be ready and healthy and strong if, God forbid, and more likely when, you may be exposed to this virus. Super important. So, 7 things. And I just want you to know that I'll be checking for questions or comments in just a minute. So if you have them, feel free to comment. And then I'm going to give you a resource at the end so that you can understand a few of these principles and take them home. So, number 1, keep your body moving. Your body was not designed to sit on the couch and scroll through Facebook or binge on Netflix or, God forbid, watch cable news all your waking hours. Your body was not made for that. In our Western culture, it has become so normal to be sedentary, to just sit so much of the time. And when you are stressed, your body needs to keep moving even more. Now, it is possible to overstress your body and make your immune system more vulnerable, but you would have to get physically tired for that. Your muscles would have to be very, very sore for that. Staying physically active is an incredible benefit to your immune system. That means, especially in this season, aerobic exercise, getting your large muscles moving, getting your heart rate going, getting your breathing going several times a week, ideally for like 30 minutes. I often will walk around my house briskly while I'm on my phone. I'll have my cell phone with me and I'll be walking vigorously around the house while I'm talking on the phone. That's just one thing. one option. Make a exercise video part of your morning routine. Incorporate moving your body every day, and that helps your immune system. A second principle, number 2, is get outside. Now, it's possible some of you may be living in particular environments, high-rise apartment buildings or other places where getting outside really isn't practical. But if you can, actually physically go outside. If you're in an apartment, at least go out on your balcony. If there's any possibility at all of doing so, take a walk outside. There have actually been more families walking around in my neighborhood over the last week or two than there have been since I moved into this neighborhood. And so many people are understanding that that's a benefit, and it absolutely is a benefit to your immune system. Fresh air and sunshine, especially now that we're in spring, super important. Sunlight kills germs. It kills viruses. Sunlight kills the COVID-19 coronavirus. This is not a difficult virus to kill as far as when it comes to sunlight or other cleaning mechanisms or whatever. Ultraviolet light kills it. Sunlight kills it. Fresh air, it washes out all kinds of stuff. You are healthier. And especially if you combine these first 2 things, getting your body moving and being outside in the fresh air and sunshine, that is a super boost to your immune system. If you can't do anything else, then open the windows in your house. Let the fresh air in. Let the sunshine in. And you will be healthier as a result. Number 3 is water. Water washes out toxins in your body. Water, water, water. More. How much? Almost 99% certain more than you're drinking now. Every bit of toxins that your body encounters, water will help wash that through. Now, I know somebody actually in my family who got water intoxicated, drank too much water during a minor illness, and with other health complications, that was overdone. That is rare. Almost certainly you need more water. Now, what about other drinks? Soda, diet soda, milk, coffee, tea, fruit juice. Doesn't do what water does. Some of those beverages are less healthy than others, but the caffeine, the sugar, the artificial sweeteners, that complicates things greatly. Even fruit juice. The sugar in fruit juice is a real problem, and it is as impactful on your system as sugary soda, as true soda. So not a good choice in more than just a very minimum amount. Water. Only water does what water can do. So water, water, water. Wash everything out of your system. Keep your system flushed and clean. Talking about keeping your system clean, number 4 is nutrition. Now, when we are at stay-at-home orders, it's so easy to just go back and snack. Or, you don't feel like cooking, so you just get takeout or delivery, fast food, even though it's takeout or delivery. And when you're bored or anxious, you go snack. And almost always those snacks are not particularly healthy. That pattern of eating really negatively impacts your body's immune system's ability to stay healthy and be ready to fight an invader. And extra stress means we have to be extra intentional about proper nutrition. I believe the single most important thing in paying attention to your nutrition is lessening processed food. The closer to nature that the food you eat is, the better it is for your system. God made you to thrive on fruits and vegetables. I believe whole grains are a healthy part for most people's diet. Your body responds very differently to whole grains than it does to baked or processed goods, baked desserts, bread, white bread, things like that. Whole grain bread versus refined flour bread, totally different impact on your system. So whole grains, fruits, vegetables, simple protein. One of the problems with processed protein is all the chemicals that are added. Lunch meats, lots of sodium, lots of nitrites, lots of chemicals. So protein that is simple and healthy. Now, in our culture today, you are not probably going to be able to get to a diet that is 100% fruits and vegetables and healthy protein. There's almost always going to be some processed food as part of that, but move away from the processed foods. I encourage my patients, when I talk about this kind of thing, to choose one processed food that you would normally eat and move to a less processed alternative and make a switch like that each week. Don't do this just for a few days or a week. Make that switch. For example, instead of frozen fish sticks, use just a plain fillet of fish and bake it. Or in place of sugary breakfast cereal, use some oatmeal. Make a move toward less processed, and you will be healthier. That's number 4. Number 5 is supplements. And this is a very volatile area. I actually got a call from a young lady just last week about all the supplements she felt needed to be taken to protect against COVID-19. And my perspective as a scientist, from the physician's perspective, who looks at the scientific literature, I want to say that, and who has looked at the whole supplement area, is I believe a lot of the supplements sold are just spending money for colored urine, so to speak. They don't really impact your health. Now, there are a few exceptions. One of them in this pandemic is vitamin C. There is actually a bit of evidence scientifically that vitamin C can be beneficial. That's probably about 2,000 milligrams a day. So if you want, I would start with vitamin C. I also take a supplement called Juice Plus. It's like fruits and vegetables in a capsule. If you have questions, I'm happy to let you know about that. That's what I personally take, is Juice Plus. Beyond that, I believe that the scientific data for most supplements is decidedly underwhelming. I cannot here categorically say to you that there is no other supplement in the world that's helpful. However, I do encourage you to be cautious. If you have a little bit of money to spend, I would strongly encourage you to spend it first on healthy food. Supplements do not make up the difference between an unhealthy diet and what your body needs. So first, invest in healthy food. And then, if you do have a bit of extra money that you choose to spend, choose your supplements carefully. My choice, vitamin C and Juice Plus. Strategy number 6, tip number 6 is rest. Our stressful environment right now can wear you out. You may feel tired at the end of the day, even though you've done just about nothing, simply because of stress. The stress response in your body, the fight, flight, or freeze response in your body, wears it down and makes you tired just from that. Appropriate rest comes in several different ways. Mental rest, and we'll talk about that in a moment. Sleep is incredibly important during stressful times. Now, when you're stuck at home and your routines are different, your sleep patterns may not seem quite as easy. But choose the same time to go to sleep, choose the same time to get up, make that a habit. The more you can invest in regular routine sleep, the better. And then there's also the aspect of rest in a periodic way, resting your mind. God did not intend us to go full bore, 24/7, 365. For example, he gave us the Sabbath. I have chosen a 24-hour period each week where I do not get on media. I do not turn on the TV even once during that 24-hour period, even in the midst of this pandemic. Now, that's one of the things I do. But choose rest for your soul. I use that 24-hour period each week to enjoy church online, to reach out and call friends or talk to friends and family, to spend some extra time with God, to nourish my soul with reading, uplifting, spiritual-oriented podcasts, things like that. So I take that 24-hour period to breathe in and not even turn on the TV once, not even to check the news. I would encourage you to seriously think about doing something like that. Your soul needs that kind of rest as well. And then strategy number 7, the last one, is a positive attitude. We know from scientific research that people who choose a positive outlook, who choose to focus on the things that they can do and choose gratitude, that kind of mental framework improves your health. It lessens your immune system's vulnerability to illness. We know that people who are grateful, who focus on the things they can do rather than what's out of their control, and who choose to focus on what is positive, they are healthier and they live longer. Frankly, that's the kind of thing that Paul talked about in Philippians 4:8. Whatever is good and true and pure and honorable and of good report, think on these things. That does not mean ignoring reality. That does not mean denying the risks we are living in, the disruption to your life, the very real emotions you are probably feeling. To do this effectively, it means acknowledging, pausing long enough to acknowledge the fear or stress or anxiety or whatever it is that you're wrestling with. Looking at it, acknowledging it, and then once you've done that, to intentionally turn your mind in a positive direction. Once you've acknowledged the news of today or whatever that looks like, the stress on your finances, what it means for you having kids at home that aren't in school, and having to work from home when that's disrupted your routine, whatever that means, look at that stress and acknowledge the challenges, and then intentionally move your attention to what is good, to things you can be grateful for, and your body will be healthier. Now, these 7 strategies aren't things you can do perfectly. I just want to run them down again real quickly, though. Number 1, get your body moving, physical activity. Number 2, get outdoors, fresh air and sunlight. Number 3, water, plain water, water. Number 4, healthy nutrition. Move away from processed food towards simpler, healthier nutrition. Your body and your mind will thank you. Number 5, supplements. Choose wisely if you do use them. And for me, vitamin C and Juice Plus. Number 6, appropriate rest. That means regular sleep and periodic rest for your soul. And then the last one, 7, a positive attitude. We do live in challenging times, very challenging times. And I want to give you a resource. If you text the word prescription, just the word prescription, to 44222, you'll get a PDF that you can download immediately, your prescription for fear and anxiety. It will outline in 5 parts, 5 things that you can do every day in addressing the fear and anxiety. Now, I will also put the link to that right under this video as soon as we're done. If you're outside of the United States, you'll need to use that link. That text only works in the United States. But prescription to 44222, or click on the link that I'll put under this video in just a moment. I know that these steps will keep you physically and mentally healthier. And I want to leave you with this word from Jesus. He was getting ready to go to the cross. Just shortly before, he had finished the Last Supper with his disciples and on his way to Gethsemane, where he would be arrested and then taken to the cross. in that few little period of time, we have recorded what's called the Upper Room Discourse, where Jesus is basically giving his last words to his disciples before going to the cross. And in that time, he said, "Peace I leave with you. My peace I give to you. Not as the world gives, do I give you. Don't let your heart be troubled. Don't let it be afraid." John 14:27. I pray for you that gift of peace. That is supernatural. It's not something we can just conjure up. But accepting that gift of peace from Jesus, and that will powerfully minister to you in every dimension of life, especially going through these challenging times. So I pray you take advantage of that download. Click on the link right below this video or text prescription to 44222. You will be in my prayers, and I look forward to hearing from you at any point. And may God bless you.